हाँ.
Hi, Siddhi.
Hi. Good
How are you?
afternoon. I'm fine.
Great.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Let's quickly wait for a few more people and then we'll start the presentation. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible. Excuse me, ma'am, you're not audible.
Sorry. Very sorry. I thought I was not on mute, but apparently I was on mute. So, how are you?
Fine, ma'am.
How do you magically appear yourself in the blurred vision? कैसे करते हो ये?
Ma'am, it's from the settings. Like, actually, I've just changed my setup. So it's like, I'll just
Messed up.
So that's why I
Okay.
did it.
Okay. No, that's good. That's great. I like that idea. I mean, in fact, even if somebody is sitting on the bus stop, it won't show that the person is sitting on the bus. So it's nice. Great. We'll just wait for a few more people and then we'll start. By the way, how are you? How is life?
Fine, ma'am. Yeah, like right now, I'm preparing for my exams. Like the English one is right tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Boards, pre-boards. You're in
No,
11th.
ma'am, these are the finals,
Okay.
like in 11th.
11th.
Same
Okay.
for
11th.
me, ma'am.
Tulsi, you also. Okay. Siddhi. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. You're in 11th as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
great. Okay. Tulsi, mute करना पड़ेगा आपको. You'll have to mute your mic.
sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. How is everybody else? How is Anshu, Akansha, Yasha, Tulsi, Siddhi, and Siddhant I just spoke to? So how's everybody else?
Good, ma'am.
Wonderful. So abhi hum fatafat we'll wait for a few more people, let them join in, and then we can start the presentation.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi Anshu, good evening. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Fine? Very good. Fine ही होना चाहिए. Everybody should be very fine here.
Yes, ma'am.
Brilliant. Okay, so basically आज का session है हमारा, which is the essence of entrepreneurship. Basically, entrepreneurship is anything and everything which is related to starting a small little business. जिसको खुद का business खोलना होता है. Somebody who wants to go ahead and start a new business, have a defined plan in head कि कैसे start करना है, how does one have to go about it, what are the consequences, क्या क्या हो सकता है, what are the repercussions that probably if you're trying to get into a new business, what are the obstacles or hurdles that you can go through. So that is something which we will discuss today. And since I have a very few people today, I'll request कि आप लोग video cameras on कर लो. I just don't want to see where you all are. It doesn't matter. Even if you show me your fan, I'll go with it. I'm good with it. So just keep your videos on. Tulsi was here. Tulsi was here, na? हाँ, Tulsi was here. बाकी लोग videos on कर लो अपने, and then we can continue. Yasha, brilliant. Yasha, you
Ma'am,
look like
actually, I have to turn off my video. I have a work to do. Like just.
Done. Sure. That's okay. Yasha, you look like a very old friend of mine. You look like her, and I'm like, oh God, Ranjan. How's this happening? So her name was Ranjan, and I apparently lost touch with her. But thanks for reminding me of her. ठीक है, अब हम start करते हैं. I'll quickly share my screen with you all, so that I mean, let's wait for a few more people. एक दो लोगों के लिए और रुक जाते हैं, and then we can start. Hi Tulsi, how are you?
Ma'am, good.
Good, great. Hi Akansha, how's life?
I'm good.
Good, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great. Okay, Vansh is also joining in. We just wait ही कर लेते हैं for like 5 minutes more. Okay. So how was your day today? Like क्या था? How was your day? Like how were your okay? How was your day today? It's a better way of asking than asking ki how were your days today? बताओ. Tulsi, would you like to start?
Ma'am, it was tiring today.
क्या किया आज? Tiring वाला क्या किया? What did you do?
Ma'am, actually ना आज हमारा वो मारवाड़ी लोगों का एक फंक्शन होता है जिसमें ना निशान एक फ्लैग जैसा रहता है, उसको लेके पूरे सिटी में घूमते हैं.
Okay.
वो था आज.
Okay, that's nice. Good to know information. मुझे कोई idea नहीं है कौन सा festival होता है. Besides Holi, Diwali, Dussehra and things like that, I just know. I know Christmas, New Year. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. Great, great. Mute पे हो आप? Mute पे हो?
It's called ma'am फागुन का महोत्सव.
फागुन का महोत्सव. Okay, nice, nice, nice. तो enjoy किया आज. Great.
बहुत ज्यादा ma'am.
Nice, nice, nice. Wonderful. होली पे भी ऐसे ही करना. Enjoy as much as you can, guys. You know? Brilliant. Okay, ठीक है, तो ऐसे start करते हैं. I'll start with the presentation. So as just abhi I mentioned, I don't know if everybody was there or not, but whosoever could hear me that time, I was sort of about to talk on terms of starting your own business. There are some people who want to become entrepreneurs. So if somebody wants to go into entrepreneurship, those are the things that we will discuss today. कभी सोचा है बैठ के within yourself कि I wonder what is entrepreneurship, even if it is starting a new business, what exactly it is, or how does it exactly work? So I will be talking about that, and let's quickly see. साथ चलो मेरे through this presentation. चले? चलो. Great, great. I'll share my screens. Tell me if that's visible. Okay. Brilliant. Share इसका time. Just a second. Great. So this is the essence of entrepreneurship. Essence क्या होता है? The meaning of essence. Essence is जब आप केक में essence डालते हो, vanilla essence डालते हो, तो you understand vanilla डाला, आपने chocolate डाला, or probably any flavor that you add into some topic or some dish. It is basically understanding ki, okay, I am so sorry, it just moved ahead. I'll take you through like this. Okay? Give me 1 second. Great. Let's understand like this. What is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship, ye quote samjho. If you understand this quote very easily, it will be easy for you to, chalk a plan out for yourself, or probably carry out a plan, or, think on lines which are going to be very easily understandable by you all. ठीक है? क्योंकि efforts आप लोग डालोगे, and every time you take a new step in life, or probably you try to be a new business owner, बहुत सारी problems आती हैं lives में. So one such quote said by a very famous person is, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't. Struggles, अगर आप आज struggle करते हो, if somebody has heard that quote, if you struggle today, you have a better future tomorrow. You heard that? बहुत लोग बोलते हैं, like, आज पढ़ लो, कल enjoy कर लेना. Probably your parents can also say कि सिर्फ 11th में पढ़ लो, 12th तो आराम से हो जाएगी, 12th में पढ़ लो. Graduation is easy to go with. So live life Entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people want, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. It is an understanding of time. ठीक है? अगर आप अपना आज struggles के साथ जीते हो, like probably if you're struggling through something that is your today, then the experiences that you gain from these struggles that you've carried out will help you make out a new future ahead of for yourself. Okay, that is to do with this. Now let's quickly understand what is evolution कब हुआ था. मतलब entrepreneur, पहला entrepreneur या the word entrepreneur ये आता कहाँ से है? Let me make you understand like this. One second. So entrepreneur is derived from a French word which is entreprendre. Entreprendre. French में generally E, R, E, everything is re में चला जाता है. Entreprendre meaning to undertake. Whenever you have decided for yourself that you want to open up a small little business, or probably you want to open up a business with somebody in collaboration, that is becoming an entrepreneur. Individual person जो होगा वो entrepreneur होगा. ठीक है? जो काम वो करेगा या जो course वो pursue करेगा, that is going to be entrepreneurship. Ship. Great. So the entrepreneur is one who undertakes to organize, manage and assume the risks of a business. जैसे आपने एक पेपर एंड पेन लिया, आपने सेल्फ एनालिसिस किया कि क्या क्या चीज जरूरी हो सकती है एक बिजनेस प्लान में, आपको कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है, आपका सेकंड प्रोसेस क्या होगा, उसके आगे आपको क्या स्टेप लेना है, किस what are the resources that you'll eventually need to marshal or probably have a grip on. That is what is entrepreneur का major important काम. ठीक है? Although no single definition of entrepreneur exists, कोई single definition नहीं है, there are many other definitions, and no one can represent today's entrepreneur. Research is providing an increasingly sharp progress to understanding who is an entrepreneur. ठीक है? Entrepreneur एक बहुत बड़ा word है. In other terms, it is owner of a business. आप owner एक business के तभी बनोगे जब वो business successful होगा, या आपने उस बिजनेस को उस मुकाम पे पहुंचाया होगा जहां पे आपको पहुंचाना है, where you feel success is coming your way, or probably you have reached your goal, you've attained your aim, you've reached where you wanted to reach. That is the entire process, is the cycle or the life of an entrepreneur. ठीक है? Going ahead, entrepreneurship as a mindset समझते हैं. ठीक है? जहां आप लोगों को नहीं समझ में आता है, just let me know, we will talk about it. ठीक है? So entrepreneurship as a mindset. Entrepreneurship is more than the mere creation of business. आपने एक business create कर लिया, आपने उस business को आगे बढ़ा लिया, you have launched it in the market, you've launched relevant apps or supporting apps for your own business, you have a portal online, आपके पास लोग हैं काम करने के लिए. It is just not about creation of a business, it is about the creativity you put in that business. ठीक है? See, so the other point is seeking opportunities, taking risks beyond security, having the tenacity to push an idea through to reality. Tenacity होता है एक firm hold, किसी भी चीज का एक firm grip, ठीक है, is tenacity. Entrepreneurship is an integrated concept that permeates an individual's business in an innovative manner. आपका एक idea, how does that turn into a successful business? By implementing or by processing it through the right kind of tools, the right amount of effort. वही सारी चीजें हैं, time management, understanding where you want to go in life. You will always experience fear whenever you step into the field of an entrepreneurship. ठीक है? या फिर एक entrepreneur, जब भी आपको एक entrepreneur बनना है, आपको एक business own करना है, the first thing that you will go through is fear. Fear कि आगे चल के क्या होगा, fear whether I will be able to put in my best or not, fear will it be fruitful to me, or not, everything will be discussed. ठीक है? Going ahead, always remember the key to realizing a dream is to focus. Wait, let me put this side. A key to realizing a dream is to focus not on success but significance. हर चीज की significance. Significance of what is happening around you. Significance of whatever things you've planned for yourself. Are they falling in the right category? Significance of whether the time is in your favor. आपके पास adequate money है funding के लिए, आपकी company की funding के लिए. All those steps, all those things, all the significance of all those things play a very crucial role here. Okay? And then even the small steps and little victories along your path will take on greater meaning. This was a very famous quote said by Oprah. Okay? And this is your everyday power. If you actually analyze this, it is your everyday power to understand the significance of what is happening. Understand the significance of everything, your environment around you. Okay? The most important thing that you need to remember in this is the willingness to take calculated risks in terms of time, equity, money, funds, equity, or career. I wonder, okay, wait, just, oh God, one second. Okay. Okay. Basically, the willingness to take calculated risk in terms of time, equity, funds, capital, money. Equity is funds, capital, money, anything and everything comes under equity. The ability to formulate an effective team, एक team build करना खुद की, ठीक है? To understand कि आपकी team की क्या requirements होंगी, आपको कैसे lead करना है अपनी team को, anything and everything that is related to your team management. You're developing a potentially strong team to tackle what comes your way while opening a new business. The creative skills to conquer your fear. Aapka fear will always stop you from achieving more as a business. बहुत लोगों को business वो बनना होता है. Business, I want to have a business of my own, or I want to be a businessman, or I want to be a businesswoman. So if somebody has that kind of a mindset, then you have to creatively adapt to new skills. And when you creatively adapt to new skills, that means you're giving yourself an opportunity to express and to have experience in the same kind of field even more. The biggest thing is if you have a vision to recognize opportunity where others see chaos. जहां दूसरों को chaos लगता है और आपको वहीं पे opportunity नजर आती है, go grab that opportunity, because then that opportunity will always be fruitful to you, because you've seen other people, you've seen people near you probably going through a lot of chaos in their life, contradiction, confusion. कुछ लोगों को depression हो जाता है कि यार I planned, ये मेरा plan था, I was supposed to move along with this. This was my first plan of first action. Second was this. अब नहीं हो रहा है. What do? You always have a plan B in your head. Always move with two plans in your head. Plan A, plan B. When you go with two plans in your head, you will always and always somewhere or the other succeed. ठीक है? You guys are understanding this? समझ में आ रहा है ना आप लोगों को? Wonderful. So let's quickly see what are the ingredients of a successful entrepreneur. ठीक है? First ingredient to the road to success is time. Let me quickly read this out for you so that you understand. ठीक है? Whatever I'm saying, just try and understand. If you don't understand, let me again know. Starting a new business requires a time commitment beyond the comprehension of those who have never tried to launch one. If you are motivated, if you are determined, if you are focused enough, you can definitely be the first person to open anything or to start up anything that you've wanted. If you have a focus of your time, if you have a grip on your time. ठीक है? A new business owner must be all in. आप सो रहे हो तो आप अपने dream के बारे में सोच रहे हो. You're sleeping, you're eating, you're thinking, you're even when you go for a walk downstairs, you have things going on in your mind which will eventually help you enhance or eventually help you for a better outcome of your own business. That important first ingredient क्या होता है जो हम खाने में चीजें डालते हैं. Suppose we're cooking something. Suppose you want to cook gulab jamun. तो गुलाब जामुन में आपको क्या डालना है? मैदा डालना है. So मैदा is an ingredient. मैदा is flour. Flour is an ingredient. Sugar is an ingredient for that kind of a dish. So for the dish of entrepreneurship, your first important aspect or your first important point or your first important ingredient is time. You value time. Time values you. You don't think about time. Time will fly away. Time नहीं रुकता है किसी के लिए. Like we all know that. So a new business owner must be all in and willing to devote more than a typical of 40 hours per week. Per week, we have 4 weeks in a month, 40 hours per week. If you give that kind of a commitment to your own business or your probably your own venture, you will definitely come one step closer to achieving what you wanted to achieve. Those unprepared or unwilling to commit to time needed are usually better off holding on to a 9-to-5 job. Matlab, the easiest way to say this is ki in case you feel ki aap mein commitment ya motivation ya probably desire to do better ki kami ho life mein, and if you cannot put in all your efforts in one direction, please don't think about getting into entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship requires perseverance, consistency. It requires stability. It requires patience. It requires understanding of where you think you will be standing in the next 5 years or 10 years or wherever you plan for. Time is your most important key. Let's see what is the second important aspect. Second important aspect is stress management. Stress हमें आजकल किसी भी चीज से होता है. In today's world, which is a VUCA world. VUCA world is where the competition is increasing. There is a change in the environment which is dynamic in nature, and that keeps changing continuously. So stress is something which you need to have a grip on. If you have a grip on your stress, if you can sort of find out better ways to relieve yourself from stress, that is when you will be able to be more patient towards your business plan or your plan of doing something new or starting something of your own. So the definition says choosing to be an entrepreneur is choosing to be immersed in uncertainty. कुछ पक्का नहीं है. See, जैसे आपने 12th की पढ़ाई की, आप most of you are in 11th as well. So in 11th, you know कि boards आएंगे, हमको पूरे साल पढ़ाई करनी है, or probably you have, so something is certain that you will get a result from class 11th. You will get a result from pursuing graduation. You will definitely get a result from pursuing your further studies or diplomas or certificate courses or anything you plan. There is a certainty somewhere. But when you step into the field of entrepreneurship, the thing that is uncertain is the concept itself. There is no guarantee that you will reach to success until you actually put in those kind of efforts to reach there. You will not have defined hours or income. जैसे आप एक कंपनी में काम करते हो, आपको बताया जाता है कि 30th को या 1st को आपकी सैलरी आ जाएगी. So that is a fixed amount of salary that you are getting on regular basis. But when you start your own business, or probably when you start something which you have invested all your time, efforts, your money in, that is when धीरे धीरे आता है पैसा. Paisa doesn't come कि you decide you want to open up a business of something related to providing customers with or probably providing other people with a proper customer support for any kind of product. ले लो, you started your business in terms of that. ठीक है, अब आपको लगता है कि यार मेरा बिजनेस लॉन्च हो गया, मेरी ऐप भी लॉन्च होगी, सब कुछ हो गया, पोर्टल भी चल पड़ा, लोग भी हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, इनकम तो आ नहीं रही है. इनकम क्यों नहीं आ रही है? That is where you falter. The stress of repeatedly thinking about the income that should come in. is totally going to keep you all away from whatever plans you have in your head. Uncertainty is, entrepreneurship is uncertainty इसलिए कहते हैं because entrepreneurship may basically the first component is understanding. You yourselves should have an understanding of who you are, what you want. Some people don't have that. Some people don't even have the time to think about मैं क्या चाहता हूँ. Some people just want to get into business opportunities because they think कि regular life बहुत monotonous है. ये तो सब करते हैं. तो मुझे कुछ नया करना है. तो to do something new, you have to keep your stress busters active, or probably you have to keep yourselves away from stress. ठीक है? Stress and uncertainty are constant companions of a new business owner. आपको लगेगा कि आपने एक step complete कर लिया. Now I will not have stress. Now there is no uncertainty. I will definitely go one step ahead. और success तो मेरे पास आएगी. ऐसा नहीं है. Please get this thing very clear of your minds. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि आपकी life में uncertainty नहीं आएगी. आपको directly income मिल जाएगी. I always suggest, if you want to even go for entrepreneurship as a course, or you want to pursue that as a looking towards it, or looking for a better outcome in your near future, then spend time today. Spend time today, calculate your risks, calculate where you stand, analyze what are your best skill sets, use them potentially in every place you find creativity could be the reason or the solution to a problem that you're facing. Use it there. So stress management is the second point. So first point is time. 5 ingredients hai, 5 ingredients that could actually make you a successful entrepreneur. Your first is time management, keh lo usko, or probably understanding or the relevance of time or the importance of time. Second is stress management. Let's go to third. Sales and marketing networking abilities. Okay. So now you have understood what are the time, what is the importance of time in your understanding. Second is you have a grip on stress management. So your third part is sales, marketing, and networking abilities, where you know what your skills, what are the skills that you have, or what is the network that you have. Probably networking as in you can even go online, you can sort of, agar aapko apna ek application kholna hai ya business ke bare mein apna promote karna hai, how do you do that? Sorry. How would you do that? To do that, successful entrepreneurs are experts at communicating who they are. एक सच्चा entrepreneur या probably एक सच्चा business owner वही है who can communicate or probably tell others what is their application for, or probably what is their business for. Amazon का क्या काम है? Amazon हमको products की list देता है. We sit down, we understand कि हमको क्या क्या चीज चाहिए. जो in a way Amazon is helping us. How is Amazon successful? Amazon is successful by communicating कि उसके पास ये list है. These are the options available. There's fashion, you can find electronic material, you can find various kind of things on Amazon, household things. So Amazon is successful. Similarly, Nike is successful. Your fashion brands are successful. Anything and everything that has a confident speech of letting others know where they stand or what should the other person expect out of the owner of some business they are, that is important. That is your core ability. Okay, so successful entrepreneurs are experts at communicating who they are, what they do, and how their product or services will make potential customers' lives better. अब हमारी life better ही होगी ना, we will not have to go to the market to go do the rest of the shopping. COVID में क्या हो रहा था? When we were struggling through this phase of COVID, what was the problem that we were facing? कि हमको बाहर जाके shopping करनी पड़ रही थी for anything, your daily requirements, your household requirements, probably your mandate requirements कि आपको एक दूध का पैकेट चाहिए, so you have to probably step out of the house, which you cannot. So how did Amazon or probably online shopping facilitate us as customers? Is by letting us know through a better version that you know what their purpose is. So when you are able to communicate that to the crowd, to the gentry, to the people around you कि आपका business करता क्या है, और on a large scale कि आप क्या करते हो, that is your networking ability. You can always have a stack of about understanding yourselves while operating through social media. So जैसे आपके पास हो गया Instagram, आपके पास कितने followers हैं, वो networking क्या है आपकी, how will you, what are the different kind of approaches that you would use to sort of market your business. That is your ability, and that is what is the most important fourth ability here. Let's see next. Next is money. The reason that I put this on the fourth ingredient is because हम सब जानते हैं कि हमको अगर कोई भी business, if we have to start up any business, money is the most important thing. But always focusing on money is not important. But it is critical. Okay? So it is critical to accurately determine the amount of money your new business will require over an extended period of time. अब आपने 5 लाख रुपीस आपने सोचा कि मैं इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ 5 लाख रुपीस, मेरे को अपना एक छोटा सा बिजनेस ज्वेलरी स्टोर खोलना है, उसमें मैंने 5 लाख इन्वेस्ट कर दिए. हाउ डू यू नो कि 5 लाख इज द रिजिड अमाउंट दैट you are looking to save? अगर आपके पास आगे फंड्स नहीं होंगे, you should always keep safe money. Safe money is something, money that you don't invest anywhere, which is just in case you have an emergency coming up. So that is understanding the utility of money, or probably the place where you actually need to put the right amount of money. This includes both the cost of starting and the cost of staying in the business. Both important. First most important thing is that you need to, if you need to get into a business, you should understand कि उसकी starting amount कितनी है. I'll give you an example. A couple of months ago, let's say about 7 months ago, I decided that I should open up an application. So this application में wherein बहुत सारे there are fashion brands, everything, but I was staying in a place I was staying in a mountainous area. So I thought it would be better if I could help them with fashion brands, या probably उनका house decor, home decor की ऐसी कोई चीजें which are authentic to that place. So now if I've opened that application, startup का पैसा तो मैंने लगा दिया, उसके आगे क्या? To stay in that business, you need to have money. Okay? Many startup businesses take a year or 2 before becoming profitable. That means आपने पूरा explore किया है कि क्या-क्या आपके risk, the same kind of thing that I talk about. Whatever money you will be requiring to move ahead, your time, your 40 hours per week wala hisab, that you'll have to put that, but then you'll have to think you will have to keep yourself motivated, determined. You will have to keep yourself mentally strong while venturing out into something new. An entrepreneur needs sufficient operating capital to cover all personal expenses and business costs until revenue can catch up. Revenues can catch up का मतलब है until आपने जितना पैसा लगाया है आप उससे ज्यादा profit कमाने लग जाओ. You will need money. You have to keep yourselves aware that you will need money, at least a handsome amount of money, to start a new business, which will eventually help you reach your goals even closer, like take one step closer to your own goal. A mistake that often proves fatal to business startups is the lack of sufficient operating capital. Lack of sufficient operating capital. Capital is money. Lack of sufficient operating money. Many new entrepreneurs underestimate how much money will they need to run their business. ये common है. You don't have to sort of stop yourself from thinking कि यार अब तो मेरे पास पैसे खत्म हो गए, what should I do next? Always render help only from your near and dear ones. That is, again, that is something close to networking with your own group of people, where you know that taking a loan from somebody for your own business will eventually profit you as an individual, as a business owner. Next important thing is faith and belief, and this is the most important thing. So if you can see it in the photograph, in the image, there are two mountains. वो बंदा चाहता तो he could have thought कि I cannot do it, I'm not going to do it. But if you think through a paradigm approach wherein you go out of the box to take decisions, you will always succeed. You will always be able to find better solutions to the problems that you face. Okay. There are roadblocks and obstacles at every turn, and there will be days or weeks when you will wonder what you got yourself into. बहुत times ऐसा होगा कि आप सोचोगे नहीं यार, I'm not doing it, there are a lot of struggles in it, I don't want to do it, I just can't do it. That is the time you push yourself, and once you've pushed yourself to do it, you are a successful entrepreneur. That is being a successful entrepreneur. My main aim to get you through this presentation is to let you know कि hardships आएंगी, struggles आएंगी. Entrepreneur बनने के लिए you need to have that creative mindset. You need to have a problem solving attitude. You need to have a positive build. You need to psychologically think through an approach which will definitely help you find out better solutions to your upcoming problems. Problems आएंगी life में. If you are self-aware, if you are self-prepared, if you prepared to the future that sets in, or probably something that is coming your way, आपका आधा काम हो गया. All you have to do is work on the concept that you've thought of. There is only one thing that will keep you going during the difficult times. Absolute faith and belief that you will make it. You have to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't care about yourself, you will not be able to reach there. And even if I can help you reach there, at times you will lose hope, you will lose your determination, and that is what we're not wanting. So what are we wanting is to put you through the right kind of understanding of the course that you're getting into, so that you know where you're landing, where are you going to reach. Sometimes this belief will seem irrational in the face of the mountain of problems. Mountain of problems matlab pahad of problems, like the pahad of problems. Sometimes your belief will be ittu sa and you have itti badi problem. Itna sa, itti badi problem. How do you face that? Self-motivation. आप self motivated हो, आप ऐसे लोगों के साथ हो who can motivate you, who completely keep motivating you. That is what we're focusing on. But the entrepreneur who lacks confidence in success will be looking for the exit door long before success comes their way, or probably success comes knocking. वो इंसान जो problems के आगे थक जाता है, or probably who loses interest in the plan they've made, they are not entrepreneurs, and they should not even venture into being an entrepreneur. You need to be very strong within to actually get into that. And please don't think that your dad is a businessman, or probably your friend is a businessman, so you can also do that. Please talk to people around you, talk to them, understand what are the difficulties they face. Maybe having a little understanding of what they went through can actually be fruitful to your journey. Their obstacles can be fruitful to your journey. How can that be? By learning through their experiences. Please don't be one of them who wants to get into problems to understand the problem itself. Please be one of them who would want to understand through different people's experiences. आप लोगों के पास time है. Even like if you have your exams which are continuously happening, if you keep yourself motivated, you will be able to go through with it. बहुत times ऐसा होता है कि when we prepare for an examination, we don't know an answer, and then we think, at least we think to write about it in 5, 10, 7 lines, wherein we give कि हमको क्या क्या पता है, and sometimes it just goes through. It doesn't just go through because you were just sitting आपने कहानी लिख दी वहां पे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You have read that material, you have your logical power, you have your mindset, you have your thinking abilities, you have your problem solving skills, you have the best potential skills that you own to solve a problem, and that should never stop you from reaching where you want to. The role of creating a creative thinking, the most important point, the reason that I added role of creative thinking in entrepreneurship or pursuing entrepreneurship as a course or thinking about it on a mainstream line is because जब आप किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में क्रिएटिवली सोचते हो, आप you find out better ways to understand or probably better ways to let others know. जब आप स्कूल में होते हो, your creative thinking is getting into different kinds of extra co-curricular activities, like you may get into fine arts, you may get into any kind of subject which is different from mainstream, where your creativity is at play, where creative thinking is जब आप logically, analytically, imaginatively बहुत amazingly सोच पाते हो किसी चीज के बारे में, that is creative thinking. Creativity, the generation of idea that results in the improved sorry, let me drink water, give me 1 minute, let me अभी तक आई होप आप लोगों को समझ में आया, राइट, व्हाट आई स्पोकन अबाउट?
Yes, ma'am.
पक्का ना? You guys understood, right? I'm not just, मैं बस बोल नहीं रही हूँ ना? Perfect, perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. ऐसा ही चाहिए, perfect. Okay. So creativity is the generation of ideas that result in the improved efficiency or effectiveness of a system. Two important aspects of creativity exist: process and people. Process is generally goal oriented. कि आप वो क्या process follow करोगे? The same kind of things that I'm repeatedly saying, which is the first step that you take towards your success. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, or 100th step, जो भी step आप लो, ठीक है, that is the process. जो process आप follow कर रहे हो, ठीक है? A process is generally goal oriented. It is designed to attain a solution to a problem, ठीक है? And people, the resources that determine the solution. That is the most important concept of creative thinking. जब आप creatively किसी चीज के बारे में सोच लेते हो, that is your exceptional ability to, or you're probably some amount of step closer to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Let's quickly see what are the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur की सबसे बड़ी characteristic is they are committed to reaching their goals. आज की दुनिया में, in today's world, we have 1,000 problems that are running around us. We have ample amount of courses that are coming your way that you can pursue, that you can think of doing well in. So whenever you decide, जब आपको, if you have to get yourself in shape, or probably if you have to think about becoming driver ले लेते हैं, if you want to become a successful driver, or if you want to own big cars of your own, you need to have commitment. अगर आपने एक बार कोई step लिया and you failed in that, please don't stop yourself from trying again. And the course of entrepreneurship will definitely help you all to get the right kind of knowledge, the right amount of skills, the right amount of aptitude to be an entrepreneur. Okay? So your commitment, determination, perseverance, your persistence, your drive to achieve more is your first important characteristic. Second is your opportunity orientation. Opportunity orientation क्या होता है कि either you're sitting between a crowd जिसमें opportunity तो आपके पास आएगी आएगी, but when you're one step ahead, you know that the opportunity has आ चुकी है. It's you who takes the lead or the lead to sort of exploit that opportunity. That is a major characteristic. One important point about that characteristic is you are an extrovert person who likes to explore opportunities even before they are about to come. Intuitive analysis, ठीक है, आपकी intuition पे based है वो. You take the responsibility for your own self, your own deeds, या जो भी आपने किया उसका खुद आप responsibility लेते हो, or you're responsible enough to carry out your whole business, take it to all the new level, make it sort of launch in the market, let others know about it. That is your characteristic. Persistent problem solving. You never stop at one problem. You always keep moving ahead with the, if you have a problem, find a solution, move ahead, leave the problem. You have a solution to it, now you can leave it. So you see the second problem. When you keep yourselves motivated to continuously solve problem, you are gaining that experience to creatively solving or creatively overpowering your obstacles. That is creative problem solving, or that is even having a skill of problem solving. Seeking feedback. अब क्या होता है कि you start a business wherein you have about 10 people working under you. You go to people, talk about them. I've started this. What do you think about it? Never get demotivated. सबसे बड़ा काम लोगों का ये होता है, people who are really concerned where you stand, or people who really care about your business, or like your, like the options that you provide them. You should always look in for seeking feedback from them, or even from a large amount of people. देखा आपने कभी कि आप एक कॉल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव कस्टमर सर्विस से बात कर लेते हो, वो आपको एक फीडबैक फॉर्म देता है. He says, or the representative आपसे पूछते हैं कि sir, please take out 5-7 minutes of your time. This is a feedback form. These kind of feedback forms, or probably feedbacks through any medium, through Instagram, through Facebook, through Telegram, through your any kind of social media platform, or even a verbal feedback will always help you to move ahead in life. Okay, so do not get demotivated by feedbacks. Take them in a positive way, and always keep one thing in mind. हर बंदे का अपना approach होती है. Every person has their own approach. Every person has their own perception. किसी चीज को सोचने की क्षमता, किसी चीज को समझने की ताकत हर बंदे में होती है. Some people want to take it negatively. Some people want to take it positively. But if you are one of them who can take the feedbacks positively, you are moving ahead, my boy, my girl. You're definitely moving ahead in life. आपको कुछ नहीं रोक सकता. ठीक है? Internal focus on control. I'm sorry, focus लिखना था. I wrote locus. Ignore. Internal focus on control. The ability to control or have a consistent control on yourself is very important. By control, I don't mean ki, you're refraining yourself from stepping out of your comfort zone. By control, I mean logically thinking, analyzing, and then taking a step cautiously. Is having a self-control, or probably having internal control. Internal control, self-control एक ही चीज है. Tolerance for ambiguity. कुछ भी हो सकता है. Tolerance is basically having to tolerate anything that comes your way. ठीक है? Calculated risk taking. ये करूंगा तो ये होगा. ऐसा, if I do like this, then this will happen. So taking calculated risk. Tolerance of failure. You know you will fail. No, none of us are perfect. I am not perfect. Anju ma'am is not perfect. Puna ma'am is not perfect. Monica ma'am is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Tulsi is not perfect. Neelam is not perfect. None of us are perfect. Your parents are not perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world. If we were perfect, we were not here. So if you have the tolerance to face your failure, or probably the guts to face your failure, you know कि एक बार obviously हम बोलोगे ना कि एक बार तो failure से we've dealt with that failure, we will change our approach. That is how human mind works. High energy level, peace within yourself. High energy level means having a peace within yourself. You know about your abilities, capabilities आपको पता है आपकी. You know where you stand. You know your strengths, your weaknesses. You know how to move on. You don't have to keep your energy levels low. Please keep yourselves away from getting into any kind of bad habit. Always try and get into new habits, because new habits ka concept will always keep you motivated than getting into habits which are stagnant, which will not help you move ahead. Which so one such habit of keeping yourself stagnated is overconfidence. Okay, most important is overconfidence. You get into a new field, you don't know what's happening in the field. You're sitting in that class jahan aapko information di ja rahi hai, but you're overconfident. No, I know, I'll do it. No, it's not like that. You have to be flexible. You have to probably be, you don't have to be rigid. You have to be very going with what is happening around you. You have to be outspoken. You have to understand. Hum jitni knowledge gain kar lena, that is very less today, in today's world. Definitely next times I'll take you people through VUCA world. What exactly is VUCA world? Ye tensions in sabse kaise, how to outgrow these tensions, how to probably choose the right. I've already taken you through the right choosing of the right career path, but I'll take you through understanding VUCA world ki matlab VUCA world mein important kya hai, or probably what is the how do you outcast VUCA world. Matlab, how do you outcast your environment? How do you bring the best potentials in yourself in favor of you? That is what we'll talk about in the next session. Okay? Creativity and innovativeness. Why? Creative thinking. Creativity is creative thinking. How creative you are. Are you creative in talking to people? Are you creative in pictographically expressing yourself? Pictographically is based on pictures. Self-confidence and optimism. Optimism is having a soch which is optimistic in nature. Matlab, optimistic is not one pattern that follows just only one particular pattern. Optimistic is having a wide approach, or an approach which has various factors influencing it, is being optimistic. Self-confidence, khud ke upar bharosa. You should have self-confidence. A person who is self-confident and not overconfident is an excellent entrepreneur. A person who is motivated is an excellent entrepreneur. Who is an active listener. One point I forgot to add here is becoming an active listener. दो kinds of listeners होते हैं. Listener वो इंसान होता है जो सुनता है. You all are my listeners today, and you are active listeners, wherein you are listening to what I'm saying, and when I'm asking you something, you are responding to that. एक passive listener होता है कि दो लोगों का conversation चल रहा है और तीसरा person सुन लिया, किसी ने third person ने सुन लिया. So that is a passive listening. So active listening is very important. आपसे कोई भी बात करे, आपके आसपास आपके बिजनेस से रिलेटेड बात कर रहा है, take it as a benefit of doubt. Benefit of doubt matlab benefiting to understand what is happening, but don't take it very personally to yourself. That is not what entrepreneurs have as a characteristic. Okay? Independence. जब आप खुद का एक business शुरू करोगे, you'll be your own boss. You'll be having people to work under you. You are independent of a business. You're independent of a company. Independent of a company matlab you are not working under a company. People are working under you. So you have your own independence in place. Team building. Team building is very important. Leadership management, team building, or understanding the requirements of a team, or providing them with the right amount of tool set to enhance their skills as a team to benefit your business is an important characteristic that should be in you so that you can make your team understand where you want to take your team efforts to help your business grow. That is important. Why entrepreneurial thinking is important for students? क्यों है ये important? आप लोगों के लिए thinking, why is this thinking very important? What is the motive of this session today? That is discussed here. I'll make you understand. I'll help you go through this circle chart right away, but it enhances entrepreneurial skills enhance a student's education by teaching them perseverance. Perseverance का meaning लिखा हुआ है. Perseverance means continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. Tenacity. Tenacity is being able to grip on something firmly. The best set of skills that you have, आपका उस पे पक्का grip है. That is tenacity. Your creativity. It enhances your creativity. Your level of thinking, it enhances that. It enhances your ability to think positively in a very defined manner. Think out of the box. Think what is thinking that can actually be fruitful for your business outcome. Creativity, problem solving, new ideas generation. Obviously, जब आप अच्छा सोचोगे, जब आप positive mind रखोगे, when you talk to the right kind of people, you're definitely generating new ideas. So when you're generating new ideas, you are able to get better results for your own business or for your own individuality. All this can only happen if you sort of use the entrepreneurial skills in your real life. It helps you imagine better. आपकी researching की skills बढ़ जाती हैं. When you are a noob is basically a fresher. Noob is a slang, please use मत करना. So when you are new to a field, आप क्या करते हो? You try to get into something जिसे आपने research कभी नहीं की है. So your first step on Google is research के लिए you'll write how to do this and that. But Google is such an expert, or one more expert that comes our way these days is ChatGPT. सुना होगा अगर आप लोगों ने उसके बारे में. We'll talk about that also. That is another important, engine that is actually crazy in helping you develop your research skills even better. Then your language art. आपको एक दूसरी country में जाना है. You want to go into a new country. You want to establish your business there. You don't know their native language. Your language improves. Your body language improves. Your spoken language skills improve. If you pursue entrepreneurship as a career, critical thinking ability आपकी बढ़ जाती है. Flexibility और adaptability आप बढ़ा लेते हो. ठीक है? You are more flexible doesn't mean you have 24 hours in a day. Flexible doesn't mean कि चलो मैं I'll sleep for 12 hours and then I'll see I am being flexible. No, you're not. Flexibility is when you can adapt, or it's accommodating in nature basically. When you can accommodate yourself into new circumstances. ठीक है? Your communication and collaboration skills improve. Obviously जब आप अच्छे से communicate कर पाओगे तो आप अच्छे से अपनी भावनाओं को या probably अपनी जो आप किसी को बताना चाहते हो वो आप अच्छे से बता पाओगे लोगों को. You'll be able to communicate better in an effective and efficient manner. You are comfortable with risks. Entrepreneurship eventually will facilitate you in facing risks even better. क्योंकि जैसे, let me give you an example. So suppose you are wanting to go into BA. You want to pursue BA honors, or somebody wants to get into pursuing history honors. What do? Are you prepared कि आपके life में क्या risk आएंगे? No, you're not. But you are mentally strong कि ये risk आ सकते हैं. So when you're pursuing that kind of a course, that course gives you the ability to think rationally in the right form and think comfortably about risks. Okay. Initiative and self-reliance, which we've already spoken about. आप initiative लेते हो किसी भी चीज को करने के लिए. जब आप initiative लेते हो किसी भी चीज को करने के लिए, it is you who play the major role. Self-reliance is keeping yourself at peace. Failure orientation, future orientation. Future में आपको कैसे कैसे क्या करना है. If you want to become a teacher, how do you go about it? If you want to become a tutor to the world, so you start your YouTube channel where you start talking who you are, where do you stand, आपको क्या करना है, and you start giving different kinds of sessions to others. That is also known as imparting knowledge. That is your future orientation कि आप करना क्या चाहते हो. Opportunity recognition. जब आपको पता है ये opportunity आपके पास आएगी, आप वो opportunity को recognize कर लेते हो. And then once you've recognized the opportunity, then you move towards understanding how can you do best with that opportunity, or in that opportunity, how can you prove your efforts to be fruitful. Creativity and innovation, again, creative thinking. Okay, critical thinking was the first point. Critical thinking is thinking on honest grounds. Critical thinking is focused thinking. Critical thinking is something जिसमें आप घुसे पड़े हो बुरी तरीके से, like there is no second thought in your mind. You keep thinking in depth about that, not overthinking. You think in depth about something is critical thinking. When you analyze your thought process, that is critical thinking. All this comes under one bracket, which is an entrepreneurial mindset. If you have an entrepreneurial word, it is so difficult for me to use this word. Entrepreneurial mindset, you know where you're going. If you know where you're going, you've reached your goal. Once you've reached your goal, you know where you stand. Once you know where you stand, you are almost there of becoming super successful, because entrepreneurial thinking will not only help you in this field, it will also help you in the rest of the fields that you want to get into. Somebody wants to get into fashion designing, somebody wants to go in for prelims like your administrative services, somebody wants to serve the nation. So even serving the nation doesn't mean probably उसका मतलब ये नहीं होता that you just have to go on to wars, fight करनी है, लड़ाई करनी है, ऐसा नहीं है. This kind of skill set, if you have this kind of skill set, you are successful somewhere or the other. So this kind of skill set is your basic go-to plan. Okay? Okay, yeah, that was about it. That was for today's session. Ek second, ruko, let me stop sharing. Give me 1 minute. Oh, I have you people back. Yes. So basically today ka session was just to let you people know, whichever background you come from or wherever you stand, never keep yourselves away from trying out for something new or thinking about something new, venturing out into something new. हमको कभी ये नहीं सोचना कि हम डर जाएंगे आगे क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. Entrepreneurial skills will not only help you grow individually, it will automatically improve your environment. ठीक है? Any questions for me?
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ. I'm right here. Oh, I thought you have a question for me. Okay, great. So if you want me to answer anything, I can. But I hope आप लोगों को concept समझ में. अगर नहीं आता ना, just let me know. I'll share the presentation with you so that you can have a fair idea about it. ठीक है? Siddhant, what time is your exam tomorrow?
Ma'am, around 9 o'clock.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Gave my exams almost about 11th class, almost about 11 years ago. Yeah, 11 years ago, yes. I wish you all the very best, Siddhant. And thank you so much for joining in today. Everybody, thank you so much for joining in. Okay. I will keep bringing up sessions like this. Also, if you want me to take up the next session, please let me know the topic. मुझे topic बता दो आप लोग, so that then we can talk about it. ठीक है? Great.
Ma'am, actually, like, if how will you like about foreign studies or like in studying in India, which would be better? Like in psychology, most of them say like in foreign, it has a very low chance of success.
Okay. So your question is, most of the people say it is a low chance of success to study psychology abroad.
Oh, sorry, not study, but practice psychology in foreign.
Practice psychology in foreign.
But like
Okay.
if I'm studying in foreign, like I have to practice there. Like I cannot do that in India.
Yeah, because there, so so basically the kind of psychology that is taught outside, that is taught keeping in mind about the environment that they are in.
Yes, ma'am.
Our environment is far different from the environment of psychologists outside India. And there is, I will never say that there is less scope outside. If you have the right kind of knowledge to pursue, and if you pursue the right kind of course outside, you can do wonders. People give you vague ideas. आप लोगों का बच्चा, आप लोगों का दिमाग is like very fresh. It is very fresh to upcoming careers. You are more curious कि आगे क्या होगा, इसमें career है क्या, इसमें career है क्या. 21st century skill careers are exceptional careers. ये careers कुछ time पहले थे ही नहीं हमारे पास. So Siddhant, if you really want to, I know you want to do something in psychology and you're really looking forward to it. If you really want to do something in your parent country. The reason that I say that is क्योंकि जब अगर हमको charity करनी है, charity क्या है कि if you want to see, this is just an example, okay? When you want to go teach people outside, you should have a firm grip on your country as well, right? So charity begins at home. एक बहुत famous quote है कि charity begins at home. कि आप पहले अपना पिगी बैंक रखने लगते हो कि चलो 5 रुपीज 10 रुपीज करके मैंने बहुत सेव कर लिया. Yes. उसके बाद फिर आप सेव करके किसी और को डोनेट करने जाओ. You will love that. Pursue a course here in India and then do a specialization course from abroad. That is going to keep you very successful. Very successful. Even if you want to do something in India itself, मैंने खुद psychology किया. I've done, so I had psychology in 12th as well. Then I had it in graduation for 3 years. Then I had it in masters for 2 years. So I had psychology for a very long time. So I did my entire schooling in India. And it is your choice कि आपको किस चीज में specialization करना है. आपको इंडिया से करना है कि बाहर से करना है. And the subjects you choose to pursue from outside, that is definitely going to be fruitful in your field. Doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is the kind of information that you hold, the knowledge that you have. हमको लोगों की बातों में नहीं जाना. लोगों का काम ही ये है. कुछ अच्छा करने जाओगे ना, people will push you. And don't, okay, एक बात की गांठ आप लोग सिर्फ एक मतलब गांठ is like a tie. एक बात का keep one thing in mind always. Never share your ideas and plans open in public with people, because the plan you have will be stolen. And if that is stolen, then you know you are somehow getting into that competitive mode. उसमें नहीं जाना. Don't get into competitive mode. Siddhant, do very well in your English exam today. Don't think about just topping it. Think about answering everything in a very better fashion. ठीक है? You will be able to do great. डरना नहीं है. I know you all, you people will be able to do very good. Very good. Brilliant. Tulsi, you're in 12th, right?
Ma'am.
हाँ. I come across so many people, मैं confused हो जाती हूँ. चलो, great. So I wouldn't take a long time for you all, with you all. ठीक है? And you guys, I can end the meeting. I'm like done for the day today. ठीक है? And all the best for your exam tomorrow, Siddhant. Anshu, आप भी 11th में हो ना? You're also in 11th?
No, ma'am, 12th class. Arts, ma'am.
Arts. Yes, 12th arts. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. It was so nice getting this concept to you all. Please ask me questions next times. just bombard me with questions कि मतलब आपको कौन सा course pursue करना है, what is like creating a problem for you, course जिसके बारे में आपको ना समझ में है, that we can talk about. ठीक है?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, the thing you said, that is applicable for all the courses, like that I am pursuing political science.
It is definitely applicable for everything. अब now if you want to get into politics, आपके पास एक approach होनी चाहिए, and if you have entrepreneurial kind of approaches, you will excel in that field as well. It doesn't mean to become a data scientist, it doesn't mean having a skill set of an entrepreneur will keep you away from achieving success. ऐसा नहीं है. This skill that an entrepreneur का course gives you, it's an all-rounder experience. It gives you the best kind of skill set, which is adept in all the fields. It is amazing in all the fields. You can use them anywhere, for teaching, for talking to kids, for even grooming a dog, even if you have pets. उनकी देखभाल करने के लिए भी. What are the different kind of approaches that you can use to train your dog? So any kind of thing and everything only revolves around this kind of skill set, which this course can give you. So if you're doing a master's in political science, or sorry, your major in political science, opt for entrepreneurial skills in your minors or anything like that. These days opportunities बहुत है, vast amount of opportunities, and as a coach I'm like right here helping you all. कहीं पे भी problem, कोई भी problem है, always there. Done? Great. Anything else? No? Perfect. Smiley काफी. अब मैं I understand with smile only now. Perfect. Chalo, great. It was wonderful talking to you all, and all the very best. See you soon.
Bye, ma'am.
Alright.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
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 Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, Kansha. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. जाओ फिर आप पकड़ के
Bye, bye.
रखूंगी क्या? जाओ. चलो. चलो. See you all. Bye. Bye.